Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this new session we have started. This is read and reveal session where you can, you can tell me what all are books you have read in your lifetime. Like some people like to read, some people they don't like to read, but so everyone has read book in their lifetime. So we will just discuss about books, and this is the free session where today you can talk about your favorite book, and next week I am going to give you one book to read, and you will get 15 days का time. तो उस टाइम में आप वो बुक कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं या हाफ भी होगा तो भी चलेगा रीड करते हैं तो यू यू जस्ट हैव टू टॉक अबाउट द बुक लाइक आपने क्या रीड किया एंड व्हाट यू लाइक्ड इन दैट बुक. So books will be based on, not political or religious books. We are going to avoid those two topics. All books will be like novel or fictions or self-help book. So all these kind of books we are going to read. You can just read 2-3 pages and talk about those 2-3 pages ka content. That's it. Okay, so today I'm going to ask you about your favorite author, any Hindi or English author or your language, जो भी आपका language है, उनके author के बारे में बता सकते हैं और आपने उनका कौन सा book read किया है. ठीक है, so let's start with Rajendra sir.
ओके मैडम, गुड आफ्टरनून टू ऑल.
Good afternoon sir.
मैडम, ये बुक्स तो मैंने ऐसे बहुत पढ़ी है, क्योंकि जैसे
हम्म.
मोटिवेशनल बुक्स होती है और
Yeah.
मैनेजमेंट के लिए जो बुक्स होती है, क्योंकि हम एलआईसी में थे तो हमको
एजुकेशनल बुक्स आपने पढ़ी है ज्यादा.
एजुकेशनल बुक तो ठीक है, लेकिन मोटिवेशनल बुक्स और
हम्म.
रिलीजियस बुक जैसे भगवत गीता है
या.
और भागवत का है, डोंगरे महाराज का भागवत है, वो पढ़ा है.
हम्म.
और बहुत कुछ मोटिवेशनल बुक्स पढ़ी है जिसमें जैसे कि मेरे को इतने ऑथर याद नहीं है, लेकिन वो बुक पढ़ने में मेरे को ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट रहता है कि जैसे मोटिवेशनल जो बुक्स होती
मोटिवेशनल बुक्स लाइक
है, हाँ,
हाँ
जो
सेल्फ
नॉवेल
शेल्फ में आते हैं वो.
सेल्फ है, जिसमें जिसमें कुछ डेवलपमेंट हो सकता है, प्रोग्रेस. मेरे को ऐसे नॉवेल पढ़ने का बचपन में शौक था, अभी तो नॉवेल पढ़ने का कोई शौक नहीं है. ऐसे स्टोरी
हम्म.
तो ठीक है, सब तो फिक्शन वर्स, लेकिन जो जो जिसमें से हमको कुछ मिलता है, जिससे
हम्म.
जिससे हमारा हमारा आध्यात्मिक
ग्रोथ
लेवल
होता है
और
या.
यस, और हमारा मॉरल मॉरल जो हमको डिफरेंस बिटवीन राइट एंड रॉन्ग का मालूम पड़े, ऐसा कुछ बुक्स होते हैं, उसमें ज्यादा
हम्म.
इंटरेस्ट है. और ऐसे कुछ पढ़ते. और न्यूज़पेपर में भी बहुत कुछ आर्टिकल्स आते हैं, जैसे हर बार हर पूर्ति संडे को पूर्ति आती है, उसमें होता है, वेडनेसडे को होती है. उसमें भी अच्छे अच्छे लोग आते हैं. गुजराती में हमारे मोहम्मद माकड़ है. फिर
हम्म.
बहुत लेखक है जिसके अच्छे अच्छे लेख आते हैं गुजराती में.
हु
और
इज योर फेवरेट ऑथर मतलब बचपन से अभी तक आपने किनको
नहीं, ऐसा
जाना.
ऐसा कोई पर्टिकुलर ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. जो 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 अच्छा लगता है वो पढ़ लेते हैं. ऐसा फेवरेट ऑथर मीन्स, लड़की लड़की अगर कोई बुक अच्छी लाती है तो वो भी पढ़ लेते हैं, तो
नाइस.
ऐसा है.
नाइस.
लेकिन भागवत भागवत मैंने पढ़ा है, भागवत से मैं ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट हुआ हूँ.
भगवत गीता तो एवरीवन
नहीं,
मतलब.
जब मैं आपको एक सही बात बताऊं,
हम्म.
कि जब अबाउट 45-46 का अबाउट था, जब मैं
हम्म.
एलआईसी में जॉब करता था,
हम्म.
तो उसमें ऐसे कुछ अपसेट आया कि जिससे मैं एकदम डिप्रेशन में आ गया था, क्योंकि मेरा वर्क नहीं था, मैनेजमेंट के साथ कुछ ऐसा हुआ था. लेकिन वो वक्त, क्योंकि मैं सही था, तो मैं तो क्या, सही होता हो तो सही को पकड़ के रखता हूँ. तो वो टाइम पे लेकिन हमने हमारे माइंड में तो उसका असर होता है. तो
या.
वो टाइम पे मैं
भगवत
डोंगरे महाराज.
गीता इज नॉट अ
डोंगरे,
रिलीजियस बुक आई कैन से. इट
यस.
इज लाइक अ वे ऑफ लिविंग, उसमें
ये
सब कुछ दिया
तो
हुआ है लाइक.
ये डोंगरे डोंगरे महाराज करके बहुत प्रख्यात संत हो गए
हम्म.
गुजराती में. तो उनका मैंने भागवत पढ़ा और इससे मेरा एकदम माइंड चेंज हो गया. और मेरा
हम्म.
ऐसा बोल तो मैं वहां से मेरा लाइफ चेंज हो गया. और मेरे को सब मीन्स, अभी डिप्रेशन वाली बात तो है ही नहीं, लेकिन कुछ भी चीज होती है तो इससे मेरे को कुछ, अगर सुख कुछ ज्यादा खुशी होती है तो भी मैं कुछ ज्यादा खुश नहीं होता हूँ, दुख होता है तो भी ज्यादा दुख नहीं होता है. मीन्स क्या बोलते हैं, इमोशनल बैलेंस.
बैलेंस हो गई
बैलेंस
है
होता है.
लाइफ मतलब.
वो है. थैंक
बहुत
यू मैडम.
अच्छी बात है सर. सो
थैंक यू.
यू आर इंस्पायर्ड बाय भगवत गीता.
यस यस यस, डेफिनेट
या.
डेफिनेट. थैंक
ओके. सो नाउ आई लास्ट अनीता मैम. अनीता मैम आर देयर.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
good afternoon,
Let
ma'am.
me switch
Happy
on.
New
I'm
Year.
sitting in a darkened room actually. Let me switch on the light first.
Okay, I'll also switch on my light.
You are already sitting in lighted room. Yeah. What did you ask me? Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Happy
Hi,
Gudi
ma'am.
Padwa. Happy Ugadi.
Happy
Good
Navratri.
Good
ma'am.
Chaitra Navratri to all.
Happy.
सब हैप्पी है आज.
Yeah,
ईद भी है.
यहाँ आने वाला ईद भी
आती है practically है.
2
Yeah.
दिन में.
आज ही है ना.
ईद तो
नहीं,
2
ईद आज नहीं है.
आज नहीं है.
I think
11th को है.
Yes, शायद.
11th
पता
को
नहीं.
है शायद.
I was getting so many messages in many groups. Eid Mubarak. So I said to Firoz also Eid Mubarak, thinking that it is today.
No. So, ma'am, we are going to discuss today about your favorite author and books
Favorite author.
और जो books आपने read की है, आपकी favorite book.
मैंने तो खैर अभी ना my reading habit has come down because
Okay.
of the busy schedule. I used to read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Even say 20 years back, till 20 years back, वो ऐसा आलम था कि कभी कभी एक बुक को पढ़ने के लिए खत्म करने के लिए आई यूज टू टेक लीव फ्रॉम बैंक
Oh,
without telling them the reason. Of course, if I tell them this reason, I will never get leave. तो
yeah.
इतना जुनून था मुझे रीडिंग का,
Mm.
तो I used to take leave for 10 days, 1 week just to finish one book. But the scenario is completely opposite now. I hardly do any reading. जब से ये
Mhm.
स्पेक्स लगा है ना, तब से मेरा रीडिंग
Then
कम
we,
हो गया है.
yeah, same happened with me. I was also a very good मतलब reader. Like मेरे पास newspaper भी आएगा तो I will complete that newspaper. Till then I won't wake up
Same.
from it. Yeah,
Yeah,
get
yeah,
up.
same with me. First page से last page तक. So
Yeah.
reading was an integral part of my growing up
Mm-hmm.
and grown up years. Growing up as well as grown up years. But lately जब से ये चश्मा लगा है, तो
Mm-hmm.
तब से ना रीडिंग मेरा काफी कम हो गया है.
Okay.
I used to read a variety of books, not just one or two authors.
Mm-hmm.
मैं तो स्पिरिचुअलिटी में भी पढ़ती हूँ, योगा में भी पढ़ लूंगी, फिक्शन भी पढ़ लूंगी, नॉन फिक्शन भी पढ़ लूंगी, ट्रैवल के बुक्स होते हैं वो भी पढ़ लेती हूँ, नॉवेल्स भी पढ़ लेती थी. It started in my childhood days only. I was very attached with books. We used to have a library at home.
Wow, nice.
तो घर में ही एक छोटा मोटा लाइब्रेरी था, उसमें बंगाली बुक्स थे, इंग्लिश थे, हिंदी थे. प्रेमचंद बहुत पढ़ती थी मैं ग्रोइंग अप इयर्स
Yeah,
में.
Premchand is my favorite author.
I used to read a lot of Premchand, and
Yeah.
then English में as a teenager we used to read those, कौन से वो famous five और जो
Yeah,
स्कूल सीरीज होते थे एनिट ब्लाइटन के, वो सब पढ़ते थे. एंड
comic
देन
books रहते हैं.
हाँ. बड़े होके I used to I got into more serious reading.
Mm-hmm.
Like one book which influenced me a lot was
Mm-hmm.
this book by the name is Autobiography of a Yogi. That
Yogi, yeah,
influenced
that
me a
book.
lot. That's a life-changing book. I am suggesting to everybody to at least
Recently, I
go
have
through.
read that book, ma'am. But
It
I
is
have got
life-changing, isn't it?
not physical.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And the beautiful thing is it is translated in every language. वो हर language में है वो book.
Hindi, English, then other
It is
language.
there in every language. हिंदी
Yeah,
में है, बंगाली में है, तमिल में है, आई थिंक गुजराती में भी है, वो सभी लैंग्वेज में, फॉरेन लैंग्वेजेस में भी है, फ्रेंच में है, स्पेनिश में है. So
yeah.
it is one book I think everyone should read at least once. You have gone through that book. How did you find it?
It's very spiritual, and I felt very connected to the this thing, spirituality, after reading this book. Like
Hmm.
everything
And
I
happened.
think I think
such
they have
amazing things have been written there. Such
Yeah.
amazing things,
I think they
unbelievable
have
things have been
a
written.
Yes, sir. Raman, sir, you were saying.
yeah. I think they have a system of teaching meditation, right?
Yes.
That
Yeah, and
Paramahansa
This Kriya
Yogananda,
Yoga, they are teaching this Kriya Yoga. Kriya
Kriya
Yoga.
Yoga. Yeah, I
yeah,
remember now. The
Yes.
book is full of miracles.
Miracles,
Yeah.
unbelievable miracles. You won't
Unbelievable
believe that they
miracles.
can happen.
The thing is, we can
So,
only read about them, wonder at them. Hardly anything else we can do. No,
Yeah.
you can't
Healing
but you
achieve
can
that.
practice
We
Kriya,
can
you
say
can
that it
learn.
requires a lot of maturity, this, that, and all that.
No, Raman sir, you can learn this Kriya Yoga from a good
Yes,
master,
yes.
and you can practice over a long period of time. Some of the
No,
miracles will start happening.
actually, I learnt some form of meditation from Mahesh Yogi Institute,
Okay.
and then some from Isha Yoga.
Hmm.
And I have a few friends who are all patrons of art of living.
Hmm.
Yes, it is all there. Yes, it quietens our mind quite a bit. Beyond that, we are not able to go. That is the truth. That is what I would like to admit as truth,
Hmm.
as far as I am concerned.
But the book
We
is
are
amazing. Book,
are we
that book
discussing
is amazing.
are we discussing about books that impress us?
Yes, yes.
Right?
And
Yes,
influence.
yes, yes.
May I speak about one book?
Yes, sir. Sure. Yeah.
There are several books I would like to speak about,
Mhm.
but I will limit it to only one sentence and a paragraph about some other book. The
Okay.
one sentence I would like to say is, I find reading J. Krishnamurti very revealing
Yeah.
and enlightening.
Hmm.
This is one
Yes,
sentence.
yes. Right.
Krishnamurti
Okay. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about
Mhm.
is about a book that is not very well known. I don't know whether many of us would have read it. It is a novel by, I remember some Browns. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. That is the title of the book.
What is the
A
name of the
tree,
novel?
A
a
tree
tree
grows in
grows Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Yes.
Okay,
A tree grows
Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, due to my old age, I'm not able to recall the name of the author right now.
No problem.
It is
I'll
some lady.
novel.
It is some lady. She has
Mhm.
written. That book is very wonderful.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, when that book was published, many people in the lower middle class, that is below the average middle class level, they all said, you have stolen incidents from my life.
Hmm.
It was so realistic. I'll tell you one small incident from the book so that you can judge the number of such incidents, maybe 100. You see, the lady comes from a poor family as a girl. Her mother tells her, you must save something. Come what may, you must save. If you buy 6 loaves of bread, then buy 5. Save that money of the 1 loaf of bread. If you buy 2 pounds of meat, buy 1.5 and save that money. Something like that. Because and someday you will buy land and you will own land. You see, something like that. Now, her mother is so motivated by this that she starts saving. The poor father dies, and the mother had to spend all her savings on buying a plot for burying that father. Okay.
Oh.
And the girl asked, Mama, you were saving for buying of land. What is to become of all those savings now? No? The mother tells her, oh, doesn't matter, Francis. We now own land. You know, that 6 cubic foot of land that is for the cremation, that is for the burial.
Yeah.
She says, we own that land now. Something like that. This is like this. There is a brother who dies who is having tuberculosis, and he always, whenever somebody speaks to him, you ask me to shut up. You are asking a dying man to shut up. You are asking a dying man to do this, and eventually the brother dies. Something like that. These are very moving moments. You should read the book to appreciate the depth. It hits you like an arrow. If you are a middle class person, if you are the aristocratic, rich, and comfortable, perhaps the book may not impress you. But if you are a middle class, below average person with very limited means in your young age, She has described that very small things, mother's birthday, children buy gifts. The girl buys her mother a knife or something that will be helpful to her. The brother buys her some sticky peppermint, sweets.
Mhm.
And the mother makes such a big fuss about that peppermint and sweet. The girl says, after all, he is a boy. I can see that the mother is doting on her son. Doesn't care about her daughter. I have bought something for her help. She doesn't see the worth of it. She is praising my brother. Something like this. You see, like this, there are 100 incidents in that novel, which really you can't forget for your lifetime.
And you relate to these incidents. Now I've
Definitely.
started.
I come from a very poor family. Yes. When I was young, we were struggling for 2 meals a day. So I can relate to that because I can vibe for that to that. It graphic, and she becomes she asks her brother in the latter part of the story. The
Mhm.
brothers are giving marks to the girls. How pretty they are. 10, 9, 8, 7. You see things like that. This girl asks her brother, "What is the mark you will give to me?" And
Okay.
he said, the brother takes a look at his sister and says, "Oh, you shall pass." See, beautiful moments in this book like this. You must, if you can get hold of it, I strongly recommend people to read the book. Thank you. I don't think I should take too much time.
It was very beautiful story. I can relate to this story, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Did you find out about the author, Archana, of this
Author, I
book?
haven't, but after the show, I'll find out the author.
And I will find out and tell you. I'll
Yeah.
find it and put it in my. I remember it, but due to my old age, you see things, you just forget things like a flash. I don't forget. I don't remember it now.
I still have this book.
But yes,
my
the book, the author, now I remember.
Mhm.
The name of the author is Betty Smith. Betty
Betty
Smith.
Smith, okay.
Betty Smith.
Betty Smith. It was a huge success when it was published because millions of Americans can relate to it.
Nice. Yeah, I'll find out this book and I'll share the PDF also if I find out with you.
Betty Smith's name of the book?
A tree grows in
Brooklyn,
Brooklyn.
from Brooklyn.
A tree grows
A
in
tree
Brooklyn.
grows in Brooklyn.
Thank you.
Has anyone read this book? It was a very famous book by some Vikram. I don't remember the whole name.
Vikram Seth.
Vikram
Suitable
Seth,
boy.
yeah, suitable boy.
The
boy.
book
A
is
suitable
a
boy.
size of a pillow. The book is too
Yes.
big.
For finishing this book only, I had taken leave from bank, I remember. To finish this book, 700 pages, I think. 700 to 800 pages.
Even
But a
Tree
very
Grows in
gripping book.
Brooklyn is not a small book. It is also a book of some 500 or 600 pages, but very absorbing. I didn't have the courage to open Suitable Boy and read it. I read a few pages. Of course, the style was very appealing.
Very good, very gripping. It was a novel. It was a very gripping novel. So I had to take leave from bank to finish it.
There are
That's
several.
how I remember it.
There are several good books. I see
Yes.
successful authors. But one thing about English books is most of the books contain vulgar, obscene sections. There is a compulsion for Western authors to add 2 or 3 paragraphs of raw sex or things like that. And there is one small joke about it. But somebody, the Reader Digest or somebody published a book saying that uncensored abridgment. How can there be an abridgment which is uncensored? So somebody put this question, what do you mean by uncensored abridgment? What they said is, we keep the boring things out and we keep all the mushy things in.
Chetan Bhagat is somewhat...
yeah, that is what I was about to say.
Chetan Bhagat is doing it sometimes in his
He
book.
follows that American formula.
Yes. He is doing it. Whatever I have read about Chetan Bhagat, some of the books I have read, he
Yeah.
follows this. That's why they
Quite
are
true.
converted into movies, Hindi movies, so his books are selling that way. Another author I find good is Amish. His books are very good.
You mean
I have read
Ramayana,
his
Shiva, Parvati, that kind of thing?
Shiva and those, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He has a very good way of writing, expressing himself.
Imagination.
So you won't know
Imagination.
which is a story, which is a myth, and which is reality. So he mixes everything up so cleverly,
Mm.
so intelligently, that when you start reading the books, you'll think that it is the truth. It's really happened.
It has to be the truth.
It has to
Something
be the
like
truth.
that.
Yes. Maybe it is not the truth. He is making it up. But he has a compelling way of writing. So you start
Yeah.
believing things. So Amish is also a good writer. I have read his books.
Okay.
So
And I got this book. I'm not interested in politics and all, but my principal had given me this Indira Gandhi, the last post. So I still
Oh,
read this book.
okay, good.
She told me this book is very nice. Don't look at it in a political view. Just
Mhm.
उनका जो पूरा लाइफ है वो सब, ये छोटा सा बुक है बट बहुत अच्छा बुक है. तो मैंने ये रीड किया था, तो उनका पूरा लास्ट इंटरव्यू भी उसमें दिया हुआ है. इट्स वेरी
yeah,
नाइस.
yeah.
या
The
She has an
autobiography, there is
intriguing
a,
personality.
या इंदिरा गांधी द लास्ट पोस्ट के अब्बास का है.
yeah,
इन
yeah.
1985 पब्लिश हुआ था.
K.A. Abbas was a very Nehru admirer. He worshipped Nehru. Raj Kapoor and Nehru were his two idols, icons, and he worshipped them both, definitely. And he is a very gifted writer, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's very nice. So I still have this book. And yes, Asha ma'am.
At present, I'm not able to recall anything.
which means,
Okay,
which
what
means
is your favorite?
you have read only indifferent books.
Yeah, which book inspired you the most?
I'll speak about it in the next meet.
You see, I would like to say one thing. You
Okay.
know Rajaji, Rajagopalachari. See, Rajagopalachari is a
Yes, yes,
Tamil
yes.
politician. He is a statesman. He is a very well-read man. He knows all the traditional texts. He has written two books, Ramayana and Mahabharata, published by Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. Very cheap editions, In my days, I got it for 2 rupees each. 2 rupees for Mahabharata and 2 rupees for Ramayana. Maybe today it may be 15 rupees or 20 rupees, what have you. And he has recapped this Ramayana and Mahabharata, all the important portions in very simple, lucid language, so that an 8th grader can understand and appreciate the story. And one thing about his honesty, I would like to say, he has told, Rama, I worship Rama, I idolize him. Still, I cannot come to terms with the two things Rama did. One is Agni Pravesh for Sita, the other is hitting Vali from behind trees. For these two things, there is no satisfactory dharmic explanations. He was honest enough to admit it. I strongly recommend Ramayana and Mahabharata by Rajagopalachari, at least for the younger generation.
Nice. And I can see Sayed sir here. Sayed sir, could you please unmute yourself? Okay. Poonam ma'am, Poonam Verma ji.
यस मैम,
Yes ma'am.
मैंने अभी ज्वाइन किया है.
हाँ, आपने कोई बुक ऐसी रीड की है या आपके कोई फेवरेट ऑथर जो आपको बहुत पसंद है?
पहले पढ़ती थी मैं नॉवेल्स, अब तो बहुत सालों
कौन सी
से
नॉवेल आपने पढ़ी है मैम?
अब तो मुझे याद भी नहीं है. काफी साल हो गए अब तो.
ओके, तो अभी सर ने एक बहुत अच्छी नॉवेल सजेस्ट की है, रमन सर ने, अ ट्री ग्रोज इन ब्रुकलिन, बेटी स्मिथ का है. आपको रीड कर सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट सेशन में आप बुक के बारे में डिस्कस कर सकते हैं.
That book is 100 years old. I
Yeah.
don't know if the prints are available even now. Should be available because it is considered as a classical American novel.
Yeah, nowadays PDFs are available online, so
Should be.
PDF also.
And on English light reading,
Mhm.
I don't know how many of you know. I'm a fan of mystery detective stories.
Mhm.
There is one series of books in those olden days, in 1950s. I mean,
What is
there
it?
was Saint Simon Templar. Simon Templar is the name of the hero,
Okay.
who was popularly known as Saint because ST. Simon Templar is abbreviated as ST, and
Uh-huh.
he is called the Saint, and he is branded as the modern Robin Hood. That is, he takes vengeance on fraudsters. Okay, that is the line, and the book is so humorous.
Mhm.
I have not forgotten many of the stories even after 75 years. I read those books 75 years ago, mind you.
What is the series name, sir? So I can.
Simon Templar, the author was Leslie Charteris. And you know one thing, I on Amazon, I searched for one of the most humorous books. The
Mhm.
Saint Intervenes is the title of the book. And there was only one reprint old copy available, which was priced at 12,500 rupees.
Oh, it's so
Oh my God,
very costly.
very
So
costly.
his later books were not that humorous, but all the earlier books for about 5 to 10 years,
Mhm.
the saint intervenes, the saint calls it a day, saint this, saint that. Yeah, the title will have a saint in it anytime. The
So
author
was
was
he a
Leslie
saint?
Charteris.
Was
For
he a
one,
saint?
sorry,
Was he a saint, really, or
he was not a saint. He was a brigand.
nicknamed? Nicknamed.
Brigand. He called him. The people called him saint because Simon Templar was his name. ST. ST is
Oh,
the abbreviation for saint. I'll tell
oh,
you, give you one joke as a sample. Okay. One
Mhm.
fellow comes and says, a fraudster, he's a fraudster. Somebody comes and asks, hello, old bean, how is your jolly old company? You know, it's a light talk. Hello, old bean, how is your jolly old company? The author writes, Mr. Oscar Newdick did not mind being called an old bean, nor did he have any compunction when people ordered jollity to his old company. So this is the kind of humor that you will find in it.
Nice.
Very innovative, very thoughtful, and highly humorous. But I don't know if the titles are available now. Follow the Saint, The Saint Intervenes are two titles I remember.
So I'll try to find out PDF of this.
Yeah.
Forward it. I have also made the group for book club.
आज
So I'll add your
हाँ,
number and we can
बृहस्पति को है
just
ना ईद?
read some
हाँ,
pages
ठीक.
and you can just put those pages in the group
Yeah.
and talk about the books which you are reading today or in this week, like that.
कल शाम को जब बर्तन करने आएगी तभी सफाई करती हूँ.
there is another good book.
Mhm.
I don't know whether you have heard about Swami Rama. Anyone has heard about Swami Rama?
Yes, I
Raman
heard
sir?
about. Yes,
So
I
this
have heard
is the
about.
book
Yes, ma'am.
Moving with the Himalayan Masters.
Himalayan Masters.
Amazing
Yes,
book.
I remember. I
Yes.
read that.
Yes.
I
Yes.
read that. book.
Amazing book. Amazing,
Yeah.
this one.
Mhm.
Oh, one
Oh.
thing about this category of books is you can endlessly read about miracles and miracle men. You can endlessly read about people who lived for 300 years, who cut their arms and then let it grow it by all by himself. But that reading and that information is not going to help us.
Yeah, it is a good read, actually.
It's a good read. Fast.
Good read. Mm.
Good read. No question. And
But
I think many of you would have read Uncle Tom's Cabin. No?
I have
no, I have not.
Quite surprising. That is also a very famous American novel about Negro slavery. Uncle Tom's Cabin. Harriet Beecher Stowe is the author. She is a lady again.
Mhm.
And this novel is said to have been initiative for setting Negro slaves free. It is a very powerful and very moving book. I got introduced to it by accident because it was the non-detailed for me in my matriculation examination. Abridged edition of Uncle Tom's Cabin was my non-detailed study for 11th standard in those days.
Mhm.
And we got the original published by Modern Library It was very, very interesting and very nice to read. How the slaves were on one hand, how slaves were treated well by kind-hearted masters, and how the slaves were exploited by hard-hearted, cruel people. Both these aspects are brought out in the book very interestingly, and you will like the book definitely. It is one of the books I would recommend. Uncle Tom's Cabin is the name of the book. Uncle Tom's Cabin. Uncle Tom
Raman
is
sir, you
a
must have Raman sir, you must have read Ayn Rand also, We the People.
no, I'm sorry, I have not.
That's
I
another
have,
fantastic book.
I have
It's a
read a
very
poetry
old book.
collection about yeah.
Ayn
I
Rand is a
know.
very famous author. This book is
Yeah,
very good.
Why Jeffrey Archer? What about Jeffrey Archer?
Jeffrey Archer.
Beautiful
Jeffrey
read.
Archer, I read a couple of books, but that was many years back.
Not
Many
a
years
penny
back.
more. Not a penny more or something like that. Jeffrey Archer short stories and novels are very good. No obscenity. That is what I like about his books. Because many of the English novels, modern novels, have pages which makes me tremble, which I would not like my grandson to see even. Oh, grandfather is reading such nonsense. That is what he may think.
That way, I was into Bengali literature reading quite a lot when I was growing up in my school times. Bankim Chandra, Sharat Chandra, those were nice, such priceless. Those books are priceless.
Boy, we have read
Their
translations.
literature is so good. It's so good.
We have read the translations of Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, V.S. Kantekar.
I have the whole collection at home. Bankim Chandra and Sharat Chandra collection I have.
Great Indian novelists, definitely. They have been translated into Tamil extensively, and I have read many stories.
Based on those stories, several films have also been made, I think.
Yes. But I have the books with me. The whole editions are there with me. So I used to read Bengali books a lot in my growing years.
We have Tamil has a very rich literature tradition. There are very good Tamil authors. Very good Tamil authors. I don't know, my talking about Tamil authors may not interest you, but there is one T. Janaki Raman who was working in Delhi in All India Radio. His books have been translated in English also, I think. He is a Sahitya Academy winner and a very perceptive writer, one of the greatest in Tamil literature.
Nice.
What is the name of the book? Like, or author's
I don't
name?
know. You have to search for T. Janaki Raman Tamil writer. You can search only that. I don't know the English title.
You will find it.
He wrote one big novel called Moha Mul. I don't know how you will let us say the thorn of passion, something like that. Moha Mul is the name. It is one of his greatest novels. And the other one was Mother Has Come. If whatever translation you get, you can read. He is a very perceptive writer. T. Janaki Ram is T-H-I-T in Tamil. In English, it should be T. T. Janaki Raman is the name.
Janaki Raman.
Janaki Raman. His writings are very good, very in-depth and perceptive.
So I wanted to ask you all, which book should we read in this 15 days? Because next session will be after 15 days. So any one book we will choose, and we all will read that book and discuss about it.
Then you have to give us the PDF version. Otherwise, it is not possible to get hold of those books.
Yeah, you are talking about very old books which I haven't read.
Yeah. Quite.
So I have read this Ikigai book. This is self-help book. You must have heard about it. Nowadays, it is very famous.
Okay, what is the book? I'm sorry,
Ikigai. I have heard about this. Ikigai.
Ikigai. This is the second edition of this.
Okay.
I am reading this.
Ikigai.
First edition is
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Ikigai.
Yeah, Ikigai. So
what is it about?
This is about Japanese culture.
Japanese techniques of living successfully in life.
Yeah.
Not Ikebana, surely.
No.
Origami.
It's a flower arrangement, Bana.
The Ikigai Journey is second edition, but
Yeah.
You have to purchase this book or
no, I'll send you the PDF in the group. I'll
oh, I
add
don't have space in my
You
this
see,
thing.
one
Space
minute.
problem.
PDF.
If I
you
See,
download it,
can-
see, there is one lady
Mhm.
related to Jawaharlal Nehru family. Her
Uh,
name is Nayantara Saigal.
Nayantara.
yes,
Nayantara
yes.
Saigal.
Uh-huh.
She has
Hmm.
written a beautiful book.
Okay. Which one?
I forget the title now. Nayantara.
I'll find
Nayantara, yes.
it.
You can just, I will look up and tell you. I would like to. She is
Nayantara.
a very gifted writer. And there is one book called A Passage to India. I think if it is the book I am talking about, A Passage to India probably is by Nayantara. I'll just look up and tell you.
Okay. So, yeah, she has written so many books.
Yeah.
She's a famous person.
Famous person.
Nayantara Sehgal.
You can share the PDF of Ikigai.
Yeah, Ikigai PDF I'll share. And
Has it?
I'll add you in the group. Please join this group.
It is to be downloaded, Archana.
Yeah, but it will require only little space. It won't require that.
There is always a space crunch in my mobile.
So do you want me to email you the PDF?
Email.
I will also be on email, so I can also share privately the email address.
Okay, so I first I'll do one thing. I'll share the PDF in the group. I'm going to add
Okay.
you all in the group now after
Okay,
this
thank you.
session. And
Yes.
if you are not able to open the PDF, then you just message over there. I'll send you via email.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
How
Okay,
much
can I
space
share
it
some links?
will cover? If I download it, how much space it will take?
I'll have to
GB?
see how much space it will
I
require.
don't have space in my
It's
mobile.
very
That's the
small,
problem.
not that big. I don't think so.
Ma'am, it's just 5 MB.
5 MB, then it's okay.
Yeah.
I think email will be better, so you don't have
Email,
to.
okay. That is better. Email kar do, Archana.
Okay, sure, no problem. So for next session, I am counting you all in. We all will read this book. It will take only 2 to 3 days to read if you read it constantly.
अरे बहुत मोटी किताब है भाई.
नहीं मैम,
आया?
छोटी इस बुक से तो छोटी ही है.
मोटी दिख रही है.
If you want a small book, I suggest A Silver Pilgrimage by M. Ananta Narayanan.
Single?
Is it a travel book?
The Silver Pilgrimage. No, it's not about travel book.
Silver.
It is a mythical story on Indian traditions. It's a very beautifully and humorously written.
Okay.
Yeah, A Silver Pilgrimage is the title of the book. It is by M. Ananta Narayanan. There is something more about him, but I am not able to recall now. His brother is M. Krishnan, a wildlife photographer and a scientist.
Okay. So,
Silver Pilgrimage, written by
M. Ananta Narayanan.
Ananta Narayana.
Ananta Narayanan. I think he is the son of Madhavaya, one of the first novelists in Tamil. A. Madhavaya.
Okay.
Yeah, his son is Ananta Narayanan. He has written a very nice book. The Silver Pilgrimage is very interesting read.
Good.
And what about the Perry Mason books by Earl Stanley Gardner? Any of you have read that? Perry Mason?
I have heard about the author, but I haven't read his books.
Even I have not read.
I'm very unfortunate. You should try to read one or two.
I've heard about
Perry
it, but
Mason.
I think it's adult content.
No. In that case, it is not that. Perry Mason is a very decent author. It is only about law, courtroom scenery, crime, detection, and solved in court only. Nothing vulgar, nothing obscene. Very beautifully written. Detective Earl Stanley Gardner is the name of the author. Earl Stanley Gardner instituted something like called a court of last resort. He reopened old cases and set to freedom many people who were wrongly accused of some crime they didn't commit and were imprisoned by the American judiciary. He set them all free. It was called the Court of the Last Resort. He was a very famous author, by the way, and all his Freemason stories are very decent and very interesting and very mysterious.
I had one book of his.
During college days, I had written, but now I am not able to recall them.
The Sleepwalker's Niece, The Vagabond Virgin, The One-Eyed
Sir,
Witness.
there are good Indian authors also. We can choose Indian authors also.
Indian authors
अरे
also.
अपने देश को भी मजबूत करना है ना, अपने लोगों को
Sure.
पढ़ो.
I am all for Indian authors.
Indian authors
Thank
are
you.
Premchandji, then other authors. Yeah.
हाँ, इनको भी तो बढ़ावा मिलना चाहिए अपने देश के लोगों को.
I have this John
अपना
Grisham.
literature. What is John Grisham? हाँ, he is famous.
John Grisham. Yeah.
Very famous. What is that book? Name
I
of?
have read, but Vikram sir had gifted me this once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vikram said. Yeah. Vikram said.
Sethi,
Suitable boy, right?
Vikram Seth. हाँ.
Sir,
Vikram Seth is suitable boy.
Yeah.
Hey, Raman sir, you should have finished that book. Why did you leave it in between? That suitable boy.
Because it was a borrowed book and I had to return it,
Oh, okay. Now
you see,
get hold of that book and you finish. You can finish it.
We never had the mind to spend more than, in my days, I am telling you about 1950s and 60s.
But we used to borrow from libraries, by paying a little money.
Yeah. Yes, come to think of it, one of my most favorite authors is Somerset Maugham, Of Human Bondage.
We used to borrow from libraries all around. We had so many
Somerset Maugham
libraries.
is a prolific writer, English writer, William Somerset Maugham. And his stories, Razor's Edge, Of Human Bondage, and the Ascendant stories, the points of view. And there was one interesting thing about Somerset Maugham I would like to share is, at one point of time, he stopped writing, saying that, oh, yes, enough money. I'm sorry, whatever I have to say, I have said it, and there is no point in writing anymore. Very few people say that. And our own Tamil writer, Jayakantan, who is one revolutionary among Tamil writers, he also said like that, put his pen down and said, this is my last novel, I won't write anymore.
So that was his first novel?
Sorry?
So that was the last novel of he wrote?
Jayakantan is again a Sahitya Academy winner. Many of his stories are translated in English also. But I don't know the English titles because I read it only in Tamil. But you can look up and it is because it is Sahitya Academy, it should be available in Hindi and English also. T. Jayakantan is his name.
I mean, we have a very rich literature tradition in all our Indian languages, Indian languages. Hindi, Bengali, Tamil, all very good literature we are having. Even
in Telugu. In Telugu, there are a couple of housewives who are very famous. They have written about 100 novels. And we have one B.M. Kodayanayaki in Tamil Nadu. She was writing one novel per month for some 20 years.
20 years.
If you talk about literary trends in India, it has a very hoary past. There are many things, many people don't know. And we have so many languages. We are not open to literature from other circles. For instance, if you take Rajasthani, I don't know. I can't even name one good Rajasthani author. I know Kantekar, I know Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, I know a few names I know. But so many languages and so many authors, we are not aware of it. And now books have become more prolific. There are 1,000 books to read. When there are 3 books to read, you may read 2. If there are 1,000 books to read, you may not even read 1.
Yes, right.
So Tirupavai also is there, no sir? 30 Pasuras. Raman sir?
Yeah.
Tirupavai.
Tirupavai. Yes. Tirupavai is a poetry. You see, you have to have You have to have a
Good things, yeah.
poetical bent. Bent
It has been
to
translated, sir, into prose
if you
also.
take poetry,
Yes.
Tamil is the richest language and it has the most intricate, most complicated, most appealing, most in-depth poetry you can ever see anywhere. It is something like it is to call Tamil a classical language because chauvinist of Tamil chauvinism is something different. I am not a Tamilian. My mother tongue is Telugu, but I was schooled in Tamil. Tamil literary treasure which is available is huge and almost incredible.
All these authors' books are available in Hindi or only Tamil?
Definitely. Many Tamil authors are books are available in the because Sahitya Academy, they made it their mission to translate all the good books in all Indian language. Only thing is we are not exposed. You see, if you have a good Hindi author, I don't know her name or his name. Then how am I going to buy that book at all? That is the difficulty.
I just know Hindi authors.
Premchand is very famous among Hindi
Premchand is
authors.
very
Yeah,
He is very famous.
very
well
famous
known.
names we all know. Premchand, we all know famous music directors, musicians, yes. But authors, come to authors, we know only a handful. Maybe Premchand, yes. Kantekar, Premchand, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Rabindranath Tagore, naturally. Vallatol, Takadi Sivasankaram Pillai, Malayalam Takadi Sivasankaram Pillai is a good, famous author. His writings have been translated again by his Sahitya Academy winner. Many books. Chemin he's the author of the film Chemin. It was a hit in the 1960s. I
Very
don't know how
old
many
movie.
people have heard about that.
Yeah, I've seen the movie. Very old movie, Malayalam movie. Nasir is there in that. Nasir.
Yeah. That story came from Takadi Sivasankaram Pillai. There are many Malayalam authors who are very famous who write very beautifully and like subjects which appeal to common men. Not this, I say, dream people. You write about richest people, you write about kings, you write about people who can fly in the air or drink fire. These things, no. Malayalam stories are about people you see on the street and you can connect to them. That is the beauty and the power of the Malayalis writing. I think Bengal comes next to Malayalam in that way.
Bengal, yes, good literature is there. Satyajit Ray used to write very well, and many may not be aware. He used to write very well. He used to write poetry also for kids, for children. Very
he's a
famous.
cartoonist
And then his
also.
father
He was a
also,
cartoonist.
Sukumar Roy, his father also used to write for children. So we have a very rich literature in Bengal.
For a long time, I have not seen a Satyajit Ray movie.
No, there are a lot of
No
documentary
exposure.
movies.
No way of
Documentary.
seeing it. The only film that hit us when we were able to see was Satranj Ke Khiladi,
That was in Hindi.
which is not one of his best movies. No.
No,
And
that
then
was
I
one of
saw
his last ones, I think.
I
One of
saw
his
then
last
after I saw Father Panchali and why somebody came late in night, something pure. One girl goes south and comes only next day morning back home, and the rumor mills are grinding. I forget the name of the title of the film. What happened to Aparna? Something like that.
Apur Sangsar. Apur Sangsar.
Apur Sansar also I saw. I greatly enjoyed it. And of course, there are good films, there are good books.
So next week we will read this Ikigai and then we will concentrate on our Hindi authors.
You send us a PDF of some book. We will read it and we can discuss it. Yes.
Yeah, we will discuss it. It's very nice.
That is it.
It is about longevity and healthy life and
Oh.
and all. Ikigai and how to find out the purpose of our life. It is based on that. And I am very inspired by this author, Hector Garcia and Francis Miralles something. So
actually, now is the time to go through the books which will benefit us for
Mm.
our health
So
and
that's why
Yeah.
present status.
that's why I was
No.
focusing on all these books
we,
on self-help.
we read about spirituality, and
Mhm.
we are not able to rise 1 foot above our common ground. We read about good healthy habits, and we are very happy reading about it. We won't put it to practice. Or if we put it to practice, we do it for 7 days and then slowly it fades away.
So
That is human nature.
implementation is the main challenge. In today's times, implementing anything is a challenge.
Yeah.
Actually, at
Huh?
least for 7 days we will try. Again, eighth day we are meeting.
So
Again,
you
we
keep
will
on
discuss.
reading that book, keep on
Yeah.
reading until it is finished, and then for 7 days
One,
at a time, you keep
one
on
Swamiji.
practicing. So if you forget it on the 8th day, 9th day, you again read that book, and then again it goes on for 7 more days. So that's
One
how you
Swamiji.
keep on
I
doing
think
it.
we will
One
start giving
Swamiji.
these sessions
Yes,
and
yes.
giving you
One
tasks.
Swamiji came to our house one day,
Hmm.
and he saw many good books, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam,
Mhm.
the explanation, commentary, and all that. I have a good collection of books.
Mhm.
He was very much impressed. He said, "Oh, I respect you now more than ever. You have read all this." I told him, Swamiji, I only bought those books. I have not read it. I intend to read it. I don't know when I am going to read it, but I only paid for it and bought it.
Same
Swamiji
with
was
me. I have bought so
Swamiji was
many books.
unhappy. Swamiji thought for a while he could not find a good reply for that. And then he said, it is just like God picture. Even the presence of these books in your bookshelf will give you something good, I am sure. And he said and walked away.
Same happens with me also. I keep buying books and then I don't find time to complete them,
Our duty
finish
is to buy
reading
books.
them.
Our duty is to buy books, not read them.
Yeah, I love books.
Buy it. Buy it
Even
and
I have
praise
a
the books.
I have a good collection of books. But same story, I'm not able to find time and finish reading them. That's the main challenge.
I bought one book paying 800 rupees about this thick, costing something like 800 rupees. I told you again that already. It was about all the 4 Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, and Atharvana Veda. I bought it. I religiously read through it, and I am no wiser than what I started with.
Wow, nice.
Archana, may I question one thing?
Yes, ma'am.
During COVID period, I had heard that there were some books which have been fed into this internet, and through Google or internet, if there was some app, if we could open that, then we were able to hear the entire
Audible,
Kindle.
Amazon
Audible
Kindle.
books.
Audible.
Audible books.
But it
Audio
is
books.
paid, you have to
Kindle.
pay some amount for Audible.
Acha, is it that?
Yeah,
That's-
I'll suggest you a few more apps. There are apps which are free, so I'll send you the link.
But a lot of good books are
Explain us
available in
that part
PDF form.
later.
Yeah, but
In
in
English.
Audible you will find all the books, and in other non-paid apps you will find some limited books only.
Okay.
A lot of books should be available in PDF form.
Yeah,
Only thing is we have to search for it.
you just tell me the name, I'll find out and I'll send you the PDF.
Okay, next one.
You should buy this Kindle. वो थोड़ा आँखों के लिए भी अच्छा होता है.
Yeah, Kindle.
I was about to mention Kindle only.
Kindle
But
tab.
it is a toll on the eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have
I find it difficult.
adjust it to suit your
You must say
eyesight.
something.
Now, our children are reading in Kindle only. They don't
Our
buy
children-
books.
Yes.
They are reading in Kindle.
Kindle
They are
is
Mr. Suresh has Suresh
Correct.
Nanda wants to say.
Yeah. Sir, vanakkam. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? Vanakkam,
Sure.
namaskaram. Sir,
Namaskaram.
namaskaram. Book has no alternative. What the IT jar Sri Narayan Murthy said in one of the book fair at Visakhapatnam or Hyderabad somewhere. When you are reading a book, you are emotionally connected with the book. You underline some good sentences some words or something like that. So that you cannot do with Rekindle app and something like that. That's my view. Thank you, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
we can
sure,
hear
sure,
you.
sure.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
think
view.
But in Kindle also you find that option, highlight ka.
Yeah,
You can
हम
highlight.
इतने टेक्नो सेवी नहीं है मैडम.
I also like
हम
physical
बुड्ढे
books. So,
आदमी हो.
like all these books.
हम बुड्ढे
Archana
आदमी
will
हैं.
teach us.
Yeah.
Okay. Archana will teach us in future how to go
I
about.
would
Archana will teach us.
I would love
Our
to,
guru.
Yes.
but I also like physical books. I don't like Kindle.
Physically, yeah देखो मैं
Any
एक बात
physical
मैं एक
books
बात
anytime.
सुनो मैं एक बात कहना चाहता हूँ. Mother's milk does it has any alternative? No. Mother's milk is mother's milk. जितने भी आप ये करो. So there are certain things you cannot replace.
True.
That's my view.
That's true.
The new books have a peculiar smell, you know, the smell of a book.
Yeah. You're emotionally attached with it.
They smell different.
In the olden time,
Touch also.
I smell the books, you know, like.
सुनो मैडम दाम के ऊपर निर्भर करता. पेंगुइन के बुक को तो कॉस्टली होगा तो सुनो.
in the olden times, there was periodicals coming every week or every month, only listing new books that are really published. New books, old books, books available, books I have enjoyed, small articles.
How many
Something.
people remember the Illustrated Weekly? How
Oh,
many
I
people
was
remember?
I was a subscriber to Illustrated Weekly.
Illustrated Weekly.
I remember that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Kushwan
Also,
Singh.
Reader's,
We used to
Reader's
wait for it.
Digest.
We used to
Reader's
wait for the
Digest.
editions.
Yes.
Aha.
Even Reader's
Kushwan Singh.
Digest.
Yeah.
When you say Illustrated Weekly, you will be thinking about Kushwan Singh.
Yes.
But before Kushwan Singh, there
He
was
had a
one
column
A.S.
there.
Ram. There was one A.S. Raman. And before Mr. Raman, there was one C.R. Mandy, who was the most successful editor of Illustrated Weekly of India. Mr. Kushwan Singh came later and made a huge success of it, no doubt. Kushwan Singh is another good writer.
Good writer, very good writer.
Can I say something? Can I say something in this regard,
I
sir?
remember childhood
Why
with
not?
Chanda Mama also.
Sir,
Chanda
can I-
Mama, yes.
Chanda Ma- yeah,
Chanda Mama.
Chanda
And
Mama
we
movies.
had a very famous
stories book.
publication in Bengali. It was called Shuk Tara. I remember reading Shuk Tara. There are no Bengalis here, so you may not be knowing. Very famous, Shuk Tara.
Sir, I have certain thing to say.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, Sunil, Raman sir, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sure,
yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Listen, when Mr. Kamath was the editor of Illustrated Weekly of India, Illustrated Weekly has 35,000 or 40,000 of circulation. When Kushwan Singh took over as the editor of Illustrated Weekly 69, it touched into some lakhs.
Yeah, quite.
And Kushwan Singh was a personal friend of mine, so I know him pretty well. And he said, then after the emergency, Indira Gandhi asked him to quit because he wrote something about the emergency. That's what I want to say. He was a brilliant writer. I have his autobiography.
Yeah, I read it. I read it. Sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
That thing, and also there is one novel from him, A Train to Pakistan. That also is very.
Yeah,
Yes,
I have
Train
that.
to
Train to Pakistan, Man, Woman, and My Life.
And his column was named as with
hugely
malice
popular.
towards no one, I think. No?
Malice towards
column
one and
was
all.
One and
Malice
all.
towards
Okay,
one
yes.
and all.
One and all, yes.
Very
That was
popular.
the column. I used to read it regularly.
He wrote one small piece about Satya Sai Baba, which I remember to this day. He went to see Satya Sai Baba. Sai Baba produced one wristwatch and gave it to him, and then took it back to him. No, I should have a proper inscription. Then there was one more magic, and he gave him a watch with his name inscribed. Mr. Kushwan Singh writes, I took a look at the name and as usual, it was misspelled.
So, Nitin sir, yeah,
I have a question regarding promotion of Senior Self Talent season 15.
sir, yeah, I should I call you after this event?
Yeah, no problem, no problem, no problem.
Yeah. So, who is your favorite author and which book inspires you the most?
You are asking me.
Yeah, you are the new member of this.
Recently in the sense, some 7-8 years back, I read a few books of Shobha Day.
Shobha Day. Okay.
Shobha Day. Okay.
So I liked her writings also.
Yeah, she is a nice author. Her daughter used to work in our company.
Okay.
Nice. It is fixed. Next week we will read Ikigai book. I'll add you all in group and see you next week. I'll announce the date.
Okay.
We are going to get, I think, more than 10 days time to read this book. We can easily read it because it is
Okay.
small. Yeah.
We will be waiting for that.
Yeah, and I hope you all will love this book.
We will definitely happy to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for
Thank
joining.
you. Thank you very much. Great session.
We'll
Thank
see you
you.
next
Thank
session.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, Archana.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.